Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna do the Mama Bear book tag. So I'm super excited to dive into this book tag that was created, and I was tagged by Taylor over at Tales and Treats with Tay. This is her original tag. I love these questions. I love that this celebrates motherhood of all kinds, and so I will leave the questions and prompts in the description for you to check out. If you want to do this video, please do so. I don't think I'm going to tag anybody, honestly. I can't remember who she tagged. I'm awful at tagging people, so I'm just going to preface this with saying if you want to do this tag, please do it. Let's get her book tag out there, okay? So this is, you could do this like based on your mom or your child or something like that. So I decided to do this based on my son. He is 5 years old and he is autistic. So some of these I had to kind of improvise from, okay? But we're going to just run with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm filming like several videos back to back right now. So sorry if my voice starts to go. But some of these books I purposely, for this tag, picked that I have not read because I want to know if I should pick them up. If you've read them, let's talk about it, okay? So for specifically the ones at the beginning, I haven't really read. So let me get these all in order because I feel like they're way out of order now. So the first question is to pick a book cover with their favorite color. Now, in her video, her daughter is very young, newborn, so she just picked like the color of her nursery and stuff. So that's what I'm doing because my son, even though he's 5, he is not really fully communicating, so because of his autism. And so with that said, I ended up picking red because his nursery has kind of like that plaid that everybody was doing like 5 years ago. Okay, and red is in the color. And so this actually has a lot of the colors, like that brown. This is like the perfect cover that really depicts his room, okay? And this is going to be In the Shadow of the River by Anne H. Gabhart. I've not read this. This is a Christian historical romance. Let me know if you've read it and if I should pick it up, okay? If you think I would like it. This was a release, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I love this cover. The red curtains. There's a girl standing here, of course, in her white dress. And then there's the ship below. And it has kind of like that brown tint here as well. So these really all embody his room theme that we had when he was a newborn. And it's still in there today. So yeah. So yeah, this is the one I picked for that. And I really want to get to this. Life is laughing and books are releasing left and right and your girl hadn't had time. So let me know if I should prioritize this, okay? Now, number 2. A book published in the year that they were born. And I decided to pick up another one I haven't read but need to get to, and that is The Number of Love, book 1 in the Codebreaker series by Roseanna M. White. I've heard great things about this book. I want to kind of go through my backlist that I have of her books that I own, and this, which I didn't even say what that other book was about, my bad, but maybe I should. Do y'all want to know what this is about? But what is this about? Let's say that real quick. In the Shadow of the River. I just found my most anticipated releases, so I'm really not wanting to read synopsis, but
of the world, in all the world, here we go.
If all the world's a stage, Jackie will play her part. She only hopes her story does not turn out to be tragedy. So, oh yeah, I remember this. In 1881, Jackie is only 5 years old when a man attempts to kidnap her from the steamboat her mother, Irina, works on. Badly wounded during the confrontation, Irina takes her aboard the Kingston Floating Palace, a showboat tied up beside them. There, Jackie's actor grandfather tends to her mother, and she gets a first taste of the life she will come to lead. And then 15 years later, Jackie's an actress aboard the same showboat and largely contented with her adopted family of actors, singers, and dancers, especially Gage, who has always supported her, and the gruff grandfather she has come to know and love. Her mother has been gone for years, but the memory of the altercation that ultimately took her life and the cryptic things Jackie has overheard about her past is always there, lurking in the back of her mind. When someone on the showboat tries to kill Jackie, it's clear her questions demand answers. But secrets have a way of staying in the shadows, and the answers she craves will not come easily. So that does sound like one I need to pick up. I think I would like that. Back to the second question, published in 2019. This is the book 1 in the series. The series is complete now. So I own the whole series, The Number of Love by Roseanna M. White. And it says the toughest puzzle she'll have to solve might be the wishes of her own heart. 3 years into the Great War, England's greatest asset in their intelligence network field agents risking their lives to gather information, and code breakers able to crack German telegrams for the hints of the enemy's plans. Margaret de Wilde thrives in the environment of the secretive Room 40, where she spends her days deciphering intercepted messages. But when her world is turned upside down by an unexpected loss, she discovers for the first time in her life that numbers are not enough. Drake Elton returns wounded from the field, followed by an enemy who just won't give up. He's smitten quickly by the quick and brainy. I guess maybe she's quirky. I don't know. Quick and brainy is it Margaret?
Or Margot. Oh my gosh, did I say Margot or Margaret? Anyway.
Will have to team up to save themselves from the very secrets that brought them together. So this sounds really good. It's a romance. Please tell me the romance is romanced in this, okay? I need to know. All right. So that's the one I picked for that because he was born in 2019. And number 3, a book set in their favorite season, or I'm sorry if these are not 100%. I just kind of chicken scratch wrote these down, so the prompts themselves are below. I don't have that in front of me, but I wrote down book set in their favorite season or a season that they were born in. So I ended up picking this one. I've not read this. He was born in the winter, and this actually starts off in October, but I think it ends. It goes like we got February and January. We got like it goes through the winter, and obviously the cover is set in the winter with all the snow and stuff. But this says One More River to Cross by Jane Kirkpatrick, and she is a Christian historical fiction author who usually writes stories about real people, from what I've understood. And so it says adversity can squelch the human spirit, or it can help us discover strength we never knew we had. In 1844, 2 years before the Donner Party, the Stevens Murphy Townsend Company leaves Missouri to be the first wagons into California through the Sierra Nevada. They enjoy a safe journey until October, when a fierce mountain snowstorm forces difficult decisions. The party separates in 3 directions. Some go overland around Lake Tahoe. Others stay to guard the heaviest wagons. The rest of the party, including 8 women and 17 children, huddle in a makeshift cabin at the headwaters in the Yuba River, awaiting rescue. The months ahead will be long and at times terrifying, but with friendship, family, and enough courage to overcome their fear, with these intrepid pioneers will discover what truly matters in times of trial. So lots of good history in this. And so that's one thing. I've read one of her books before, and I really enjoy the history that you and like what you pick up from this story. So this is one I'd like to get to. It's not priority, but who knows, maybe sometime next year. I don't know, we'll see. If y'all encourage me, if y'all have read this, let me know. I may pick it up sooner than later, okay? And next is going to be a book title that starts with the letter of their first name. Now, I don't really say his name on the channel, but it does start with an A. I'll tell y'all that. So the book I picked was A Spy's Devotion by Melanie Dickerson. Have this whole series. Want to read it. This, I don't know when
This was released, actually. When was this released? It's the medieval...
This was released in 2016, and this says, in England's Regency era, manners and elegance reign in public life, but behind closed doors, treason and deception thrive. Nicholas Landon is no stranger to reserved civility and bloody barbarity. After suffering a battlefield injury, the wealthy, well-connected British officer returns home to heal and to fulfill a dying soldier's last wish by delivering his coded diary. At the home of the Wilherns,
one of England's most powerful families, Langdon.
At the home of the Wilherns, one of England's most powerful families, Langdon attends a lavish ball where he meets the beautiful and intelligent Julia Gray. Determined to maintain propriety, he keeps his distance until the diary is stolen and all clues lead to Julia's guardian. As Langdon, I keep wanting to say Landon, I don't know. As he traces an evil plot that could be the nation's undoing, he grows more ever intrigued by the lovely young woman. And when Julia realizes that England and the man she is falling in love with need her help, she finds herself caught in the fray. Lots going on in this. So, I really like this cover too. So, there we go. All right, let me know if you've read that too. So, those are some I have not read, okay? Now, we're on to some I have read. Book characters that remind you, a book character that reminds you of them. Now, I ended up picking, let me find it, the Narnia series, because my son is very curious, okay, and adventurous. And so that's why I picked the Narnia series. I think that any of these kids in here would be like him. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So, best answer I got right now. I've got the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe specifically in this, but I could definitely see him getting in a wardrobe and figuring stuff out and going to a magical world if he was in the story. So, he's always getting into stuff. How about that? That's a great answer, right? So, next is going to be a book with something in it. Wait, what? Oh, book with something in it they love or that they love to do. And I forgot to mention this actually as a middle grade recommendation. Completely forgot I read this. And
I Have the Storm by James. What am I saying?
I Have the Storm by James Hughes. This was the one that I read when the author sent it to me to honestly read and review, and I gave it 4 stars. It's a dinosaur. Y'all, I have talked too much, you guys. It is a Christian dinosaur story, allegory, all that stuff is in this, okay? From what I remember, I really enjoyed it, and I'm like, this sounds like such fun. Like, young boys would love this story. I remember loving it. I'll leave my review down below. I wrote a pretty lengthy review for this. It's just been a while since I talked about it, so I think I read it in 2022? I think so. So, yeah, check it out. If it's something that you think your kids would like, you know, check out the synopsis and kind of think about it. But there's not a lot of dinosaur stories. And my kid today was saying, y'all, little man was saying Stegosaurus, Triceratops. What y'all know? Look at the Lord, honey. Him saying them words. I was so proud of him. So, yeah, he loves them dinosaurs right now. Don't you know I didn't go out to the garage and find all the dinosaur books that we had put away because he was like tearing pages out of books at one point. So we kind of took a lot of the books out there and I went and grabbed them, honey. He'd been looking at them all day. It's so sweet. So next we have got a book you have enjoyed, a book you've enjoyed or think you'd enjoy together. So he's 5, I don't know. But what I did pick was one day, these books right here, The Hobbit and the Narnia series. I definitely think these will be some that will be some of his favorites one day. And these are some of my favorites, and I think that they will just be some that we pass down. And these are stories to be told for generations. They have been told for generations, and they are just lovely. And so I really hope that he loves these stories just as much as we do. So, yeah. And then 8 is a book you'd recommend to them. Now, again, I'm just going to keep the same answers. I can't remember what I had out for this. Oh, I did actually grab these two. What am I saying? I think one day he might like The Lands of Luxury, or Please Return to the Lands of Luxury. I keep saying this, The Lands of Luxury. It's Please Return to the Lands of Luxury by John Tilton. This is a fun middle grade story that I gave 4 stars to and really enjoyed the themes of friendship in this. So, and like just doing what's right in this. So, it was a great story. I also love this cover. So it's pretty short. And then I haven't read this yet, but it's Dewey the Library Cat. Don't y'all know, my kid gonna love this one these days. We got this whenever our cat passed away several years ago. And so I really appreciated that the veterinarian place had sent this for us. That was very sweet. So, book that they would recommend or a book that they choose for you to read next. Now, because he's autistic, he can't really tell me. But let me just say, did I put 3 books out there and say, pick one, son? What's the first one he grabbed? There we go. There's the answer. So he picked Dream of Kings by Sharon Hink. Okay, this is a Christian fantasy story. And it says, the future never sleeps. In a glacial nation of Norgard, Jolin the Dreamteller serves every seeker, whether peasant or high lord. Though she loves using her gift, she struggles to navigate the corrupt and dangerous court of the jealousies of the Gildegard. Yeah, Gildegard. When an old man's nightmare imparts a dire warning, Jolin realizes her entire nation is in danger. But before she can sound the alarm, she's betrayed by the guilds and sold into slavery to a rival kingdom far to the south. As a slave in a foreign land, at first she can't see beyond her singular focus. Return home and warn Norgard of the coming calamity. After facing new dangers, making new friends, and forgiving old wrongs, she must fulfill the purposes the provider, capital P, so that must be allegory for God, has set before her. Only then she can face a decision that could cost her, the man she loves, her calling and her freedom, all to save the people who have abandoned her. So, definitely see the biblical allegory in that description. So really excited to dive into this. This is a 24 and 2024 book, so it will be read this year. So we hope so. I know several of y'all have enjoyed that book. And then a book that shows strong motherhood. Y'all know what this is coming up, right? Y'all know. Where's it at? Here we go. So the one I picked for this is, of course, Little Women, because we all know that Marmee is the ultimate character that shows a strong motherhood. She is amazing. Okay, I will also say that the book Marmee that is a great one as well, by Sarah Miller. I love that book. It's on my shelf, but I love that book. It was so good. So those are two that I highly recommend. You don't you be reading Marmee unless you've read Little Women. That's the rule, because Marmee is basically the events of Little Women, with things added in from like Marmee's perspective. So you'd be spoiled for Little Women if you read Marmee before you read Little Women. So, but I read Little Women last fall and then Marmee early this year. So definitely one of my favorites of the year, for both years. Little Women's a favorite last year and Marmee's a favorite this year. So yeah, definitely great books that depict strong motherhood. So the last question is to tag some people. And like I said, I'm not going to tag anybody, but if you need a video to do and you like this tag, please do it. Let's get Taylor's tag out there. So glad to have done this tag. Thank you, Taylor, for creating a fun Mama Bear book tag. And I loved all the questions. It was a lot of fun and definitely made me think outside the box for a minute. So let me know if you've read any of these books, if the ones I haven't read, if you think I should pick them up, that kind of stuff. Let's chat below in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.